Hey team, wanted to make a quick video. I just finished the knitting project I've been working on for a while now, and I know a while back I made a video because I've been vegan since 2019, and it was only just brought to my attention that wool is an animal product, and silk comes from silkworms, and so I had a few pieces that were wool and that were silk and miscellaneous other hairs, merino, and I think is what this is actually, and then cashmere, different goats and things. And I made a video and I said, "Oh, I don't know what to do," because I had reasons behind what I had. They were gifts or for special occasions and or from people that I cared about, and I just wasn't sure what to do about it. And I was in the middle of this project, and I had put in a number of hours on it already, and it had been on the list for a while, and I just wasn't sure what to do about it because I've read about homesteading. I've been interested in a sustainable lifestyle of becoming kind of my own supplier of resources, and I'd love to be able to make my own clothes, my own garments. And that's one of the fun things about knitting is that like sewing is one thing, but it's kind of knitting is like making your own fabric too, because it's the yarn, it's the threads that you kind of weave together, and so it's a step further into the process than just sewing. And so it's a cool process, and it's kind of something that I like doing. And so I didn't want to just give that up. Because I don't know if I were to pursue homesteading at some point in my life, if I could source my own cotton, or what kind of things could I come up with that I can sew. And that is, I don't want to just completely close off my options on that front by taking a stand on this as a vegan, and saying because I became a vegan to save resources. It wasn't necessarily about animal rights. I wanted to save the planet, and I thought the fewer animals we need for meat and for various other things, probably the better. So the less I use from animals, the better. So for foodstuffs, I stopped consuming it. This is slightly different in that, this doesn't hurt the animal. It's just like giving them a shave for the summer, and it's still kind of one of those like gray areas. I'm sure that some vegans are adamant about not using it, and but I do not have a strong stance on it, and so I kind of said, well, maybe I'll just grandfather in the pieces that I have, and then we'll see, we'll kind of see from there. And I think that is where I'm going to stand for now, just because the pieces I have are meaningful and I do care about them. And so I am going to go ahead and keep what I have for now. I don't want to waste the resources that I have in order to make a point of saving the resources that have yet to come. I do know that wearing something like this, if it's fashionable or trendy, which is, kind of, I don't know if, you just never know with those things. But I guess I've not necessarily been known for that per se. It's not, being trendy is not a top priority for me. Um, but, it kind of perpetuates the use of it, and more people will use it if it's something cool or awesome, and so even using what I've got grandfathered in, it might inspire other people to use it more, and it might become more popular, which kind of does defeat the point of, preserving these resources. But at the same time, it is a step towards sustainability. It can be locally sourced, and I'm very pro that. And so it's one of those fine lines. So I'm gonna keep what I have here. I think it's for now, and I'm probably gonna have to do it case by case because, like I said, I think that there's a right way to do it, and there's a sustainable way to do it. And I don't know, I will try to pursue other avenues of fibers. I know there are a number of biodegradable natural fibers, available, like hemp and, cotton, obviously, a few others that I'm blanking on now, of course, um, but there are other resources available, and I've not dabbled with them, and I don't know how I could accumulate them and use them like in a homesteading setting or kind of create it myself. So that's going to be an experiment. I think that's going to be a step forward in a different direction than what I had originally anticipated. I know that I did want goats, but at that time I hadn't thought so much about using them or knitting or creating wool. It was more just they're so stinking cute, and I just like goats. I don't even I'm vegan, so I wouldn't eat their cheese. I just kind of want goats to love and to hug and things, and which is impractical, I guess, to a certain extent. But if they can provide for people and build security, and that's a fine line because you obviously don't want to exploit the animal, you don't want to hurt the animal, and so it's animal welfare and rights and things. Uh, but yeah, I just kind of wanted goats to love goats. So yeah, so I don't know. I guess we'll find out kind of as life happens if I will be kind of living more of that lifestyle. I do know that it's on my checklist to kind of experiment with upcycled plastics, which I also am not keen on perpetuating the usage of plastics just because of the fossil fuels shortage and knowing that the microplastics do get into the environment. But it's kind of a nice product to be able to recycle the plastics that we have used and we have available to keep it, longer from the garbage pile and from becoming microplastics. So reusing makes sense. And yeah, so I might try that. I do have some plastics. I'm not going to try and make thread out of them at this go round. Maybe I should, frankly. But I've seen a couple videos online and but post-consumer plastics, obviously they do use them to create polyester blends and polyesters, for fabrics. That's very skinny, and I don't have any sort of like professional materials to make that sort of thing from home. So it would just be like making stuff up. And again, I don't want to add, those microfibers to the environment. So it's going to be an experiment from here. I think trying to figure out what will work best, what is most sustainable, what can I source for myself, and how can I become self-sustaining with the resources that I have available to me in the state of Minnesota, and all of that. So we'll see what happens. It's an adventure. It's a mystery to me as of now. And that's kind of cool. But I'm not going to completely block this off. I probably will try not to over use wool and merino and silk and things as resources. I probably won't go out and try to buy them. I will probably try to stick with the cottons and the other things that are not animal byproducts but are biodegradable. So yeah, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna sort it out, and it'll be fun. It'll be an adventure. So stick around and we'll see what happens next. Thank you.